Love is a gift, right? We don't earn gifts. They're just freely given to us, right? Just because it's Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? It's freely given. It's not earned, right? Our perception of love is distorted, or there's codependency there. There's a history of toxic relationships. That's usually because it's intricately tied to the belief that one needs to work for love. It has to be earned. I have to prove myself worthy of love. That isn't the case. You don't ever have to prove yourself. If a person ever puts you into a position where you have to prove yourself, or you have to be or do something in order to receive, that's not love, right? That becomes conditional. So that means that my love for you is only contingent upon what it is that you're doing for me. The moment that you're unable to do that, or you can no longer serve a purpose for me, you are no longer of use to me. That's very conditional, right? We have a tendency to be more enthralled by the people who reject us, right? It's a concept that originates in Virginia Satir, right? She's a theorist. One of the premises of her theory is inherent human worthlessness, and the belief that every single human being that has ever lived, is living, and will ever live suffers with inherent worthlessness. It is the reason why there is prejudice, racism, classism, you know what I mean? Discrimination based on one's socioeconomic status and things of the sort, because one, as in all of humanity, feeling inherently worthless, it's now the desire to subjugate and marginalize another facet that's different than I in order to raise myself up. So now it becomes, as long as I'm better than you, as long as I'm not you, as long as I'm different from you, as long as I'm the polar opposite of you, I'm good. I'm a little bit better. It gives me a little bit of worth, right? Because I can say, at least I'm not that guy, right? So where this ties in on an individual level is that inherent worthlessness when it's, unprocessed and things of the sort. So this isn't, you've been healing and ascending and things of the sort, but this is like when it's unprocessed. So majority of humanity, when it's unprocessed, I'm intrigued by people that reject me because I feel that there's some worth to them, right? Because I neglect the people who easily give, right? Because I feel inherently worthless. If you just accept me as I am, and I feel like I'm jacked up, then I see you as jacked up too. Because it's like, why do you like me? Like, why are you just giving me love? Why are you just accepting me? I didn't have to jump through any hoops. You know what I mean? It's like when someone's giving away something for free, the first assumption is that there gotta be something wrong with this. I mean, unless it's samples at Costco, there's never anything wrong with that. You understand me? But anyway, but other things, if somebody was giving away a Mercedes Benz for free, God forbid, if someone was giving away a free G-Wagon, it then becomes suspicion. It's like, is this stolen? Did somebody die in this car? Is this part of a murder? Like, what? Why would you give away a G-Wagon for free? Don't nobody just do that, right? But that's the same way we look at it when people want to love us unconditionally. Because we've been under this false perception that love, of all things, something free, also has to be earned. Only toxic love has to be earned. Only toxic love is based on merit and doings and havings, accolades, jumping through hoops and things of the sort. That's not a healthy form of love. So we have a tendency to take for granted the people we have in our lives, right? The people who accept us without condition. And we have a tendency to chase those that reject us, because the thought is that those that are here, there got to be something wrong with them too, because they just accepted me too easily. But see this one over here that rejected me? they see the ugly in me. They see that inherent worthlessness for each and every one of us. And I say inherent human worthlessness because that's a human condition. But if we break this down even more to a micro level, this now becomes based on each individual's experience. It could be being abused as a child and feeling you have a smudge on your soul, or the fact that my dad wasn't there, my mom wasn't there, or, you know, a myriad of different things. The fact that I grew up poor, you know what I'm saying? And that being a smudge on you, that I'm not good enough, I'm not on their level. So now when this person rejects me, I'm obsessed with the fact that they've rejected me, because to reject me is also to validate you see the ugly in me, right? But I'm still fascinated because it's like I want to know why. Like, why don't they like me? Why don't they want me? Right? So now it becomes this game of trying to vindicate the self. We want the people who ghost us. We want the people who reject us. We want the people who don't give us the time of day. We talk all that smack. It's like, oh, I want someone who's going to love me and adore me and treat me right and blah, blah, blah. We say that. But one thing I can tell you about human beings, if you ever want to see the truth about a person, don't listen to anything that they say. Just look at their behavior, because your behavior will always tell on you. Your behavior will always tell your truth, right? So we say that we want this unconditional love, a person who's going to accept me as I am. But if we looked around our life and saw all of the people that we neglect, when we say nobody cares about me, nobody loves me, nobody likes me, nobody wants me, how many people in our lives are we overlooking? Oh, they don't count. It's just my mom. It's just my brother. You know, just my dog. You know? But we chase after this person that rejects us because we don't see that we're actually attempting to vindicate the self, right? Because the thought now becomes, if I get you, if I win this person over, if I get them to reverse that rejection, I'm now validated. So this person rejected me. I pursued them, or were able to reconnect with them to show them what they thought about me was wrong. Now they're like, oh, you are amazing, and I will be with you. So now it's validation. Notice that. It's a game that we're playing with ourselves, and it's a game of worth. And a lot of times it can be not even just the rejection, it's aligning with a person, wanting to be with a certain type of person because we're living vicariously through them. So it's more or less wanting to be with a person, like say if it's, you know, a chick who only dates doctors, right? It's like the only reason why on a deeper level is because what that symbolizes is an accolade. It's almost like a status symbol. So to be with someone like this now says something about me. So it's vicarious worth. But the key is here is to cultivate worth within the self, devoid of everyone else, right? So all those things I just said, take that into account. Think about that. Marinate on it.
Energy, about to get in and fuck up the industry.